Jude, Onuoha. I am a diplomat of the American Board of Preventive Medicine. I live and work in the United States. My presentation today is on the topic, why maintain optimum body weight. This is the first in a series of educational material that the Obodoukwu Union of North America will be providing for the health maintenance and health promotion for Obodoukwu sons and daughters and citizens of the world that visit the Obodoukwu Union North America website. Obodoukwu medical professionals living in the U.S. organized under Obodoukwu Union North America Life Care Sub-Health Committee will be reaching out to our brothers and sisters. No speaker is being paid, and this is a public health activity of OUNA, and I have no conflict of interest to report here. So enjoy this talk, and please return to OUNA web postings in the future for new topics.
We will discuss the objective of this presentation. What is optimum body weight? How is optimum weight measured? What is body mass index? The history of body mass index. Caloric balance, caloric deficit. We will define unhealthy weight. We would discuss why we aim at optimum body weight, specifically avoiding problems arising from being overweight or being underweight. We're going to have special mention of unintentional weight loss, optimum weight for longevity, and optimum weight for fertility. The objective of this presentation is to create awareness for everybody to strive towards his or her ideal body weight as the vital step to stay healthy and enjoy a long, good, quality life. Optimum weight of a person is that body size at which a person of particular size and height enjoys good health. It is not easy to achieve this ideal body weight, even with reputable recommendations regarding diet and exercise, but it remains a worthy goal to pursue. Too high or too low body size remains a disease of modern civilization, depending on personal motivation on the continuum of lifestyle changes. I am referring to a range of personal choices from extreme dieting among athletes and models, through physical inactivity in sedentary persons to intentional weight gain in sumo wrestlers. For adults 20 years and older, the normal body mass index is a range of ideal weights for height and weight as measured by body mass index using a formula based on weight in pounds or kilograms and height in feet or centimeters. For children, the body mass index calculation factors in age and sex. This is the formula for calculation of the body mass index. BMI does not directly assess body fat. Muscle and bone are denser than fat, so an athlete or muscular person may have a high BMI, yet not have too much fat. But since most people are not athletic, BMI estimates body fat, and clinicians use it to estimate who is at greater health risk from their weight. However, additional measures like skin fold thickness and abdominal circumference measurement may be needed to complement weight and BMI measures. Also, mankind has been growing bigger in recent times, and BMI alone may not be exclusive health risk measure. Regarding the history of BMI, I would encourage you to take out time and read the slide. However, in summary, BMI initially came about because researchers, population stakeholders like government, medical professionals, and insurance companies needed a simple way to track health risk among the U.S. population. As people became more overweight and health risks of overweight became obvious, epidemiologists began using the Keyes Body Mass Index as a way to track disease risk factors in the general population. Then National Institute of Health adopted BMI and set its universal standards, leading to its modern widespread use to track individual and population health risk. This chart is self-explanatory, and I recommend taking a minute to look it over. It tells you the estimated calorie consumption for a man or woman of different activity levels that would help you maintain a particular weight. There will be tools at the end of the presentation that you may use for your body weight planning, depending on whether you want to lose or gain weight, and also some of the tools there you could use to count calories. Knowing the caloric value of the food you are eating is important for real-world utility of these tools. You could check the United States Department of Agriculture site provided, or manufacturer's label. Although some of the items listed there may be processed food, it is a rough guide. If your body weight has not changed for several months, you are in caloric balance. If you need to gain or lose weight, you need to balance your diet and activity level to achieve your goal. To lose weight, you have to burn off calorie through exercise and reducing your calorie intake. You must reduce food intake to lose weight. This creates the calorie deficit required to lose weight, and vice versa. I recommend you use the body weight planner provided at the end of this presentation to plan your targeted body weight loss over a defined time. The BMI interpretation chart on the left is for adults 20 years and older, and the chart on the right is for children and teens 2 years to 19 years of age. The ratios for adults are calculated, while the ratios for children and teens are plotted on a growth chart for boys and girls for different ages. This chart, lifted from the CDC website, shows you how to use children and teen growth chart to interpret their BMI as they fall into different percentiles. This chart is for boys. To define unhealthy weight for non-pregnant adults 20 years and older, the BMI is 25 and above. When you continue up to a point, then you begin to define obesity and morbid obesity. BMI less than 18.5 will be underweight. For children and teens, the BMI that starts from the 85th percentile for age and sex is overweight, and again, you continue upwards, you talk about obesity, or less than the 5th percentile for age and sex, you are talking about underweight. In talking about types of unhealthy weight status, note that unhealthy weight is on both extremes, underweight and overweight, and there are different conditions. The ones listed on this slide are those that are easily recognized socially. This slide states a little controversy about who is predominantly affected by the different spectrum of unhealthy weight status, but I believe the argument stated on the slide holds water most of the time, but you may interpret it with your own nuance. So why do we have to aim at maintaining an optimum weight? Because of the social, mental, and physical health problems resulting from and associated with unhealthy weight. You're talking about overweight or underweight status. Evidence abounds for the benefits of maintaining healthy weight, and if you take time and read this chart, the United States Preventive Services Task Force recommends screening for overweight and obesity in children and adults. This is a list of overweight-related health problems that are mitigated by maintaining optimum body weight. The avoidable problems range from high blood pressure with the complications that arise from that, high cholesterol, diabetes, arthritis, gallbladder disease, particularly in females 40 years and above, heart disease, sleep apnea, some cancers, of course, low quality of life and self-esteem, and some mental illnesses. And in overweight and obese children, they experience bullying more than other kids. They have low self-esteem that can last into adulthood, and of course, kids that are obese could become obese adults. They are more prone to having asthma, yes, sleep apnea too, of course, bone and joint problems, particularly in their knees and hips, diabetes, heart disease, blood pressure problems, and anxiety. Maintaining optimum weight prevents the problems of underweight situation in all ages, weakened immune system, fragile bones, tiredness, nutritional deficiencies, anemia, stunted growth in children, failure to thrive in all ages, and sudden death in all ages. Let us talk about intentional weight loss and unintentional weight loss. Intentional weight loss is planned weight loss, as you can see in this slide, with persons participating in fitness class. Unintentional weight loss is unplanned, and in adults, it can occur normally when persons change jobs, there are divorce, layoffs, bereavement. However, this temporary situation resolves when you feel happier or get used to the change. But any unintentional weight loss in children and teens must be evaluated by a medical provider. When adult weight loss becomes concerning, can be inexact, but when weight loss becomes progressive, it needs to be followed up in a clinic. Unplanned weight loss of 5% in an adult over 5 to 6 months needs to be evaluated, especially in persons 65 years of age and older. Causes could range from poor intake, poor appetite, problems with the teeth, side effects of multiple medications, general medical or mental illness, and even fear of aging. Like I said in the beginning, we're going to have a special mention about optimum weight for longevity. The concept of caloric restriction as a way of extending life in laboratory rodents have not been translated to humans. However, people that are slightly overweight live longer than people in the normal BMI range. This finding is a little bit counterintuitive, particularly as we all believe that maintaining normal body weight in the normal BMI range is ideal for good health, good quality life, and longevity. However, this is a discussion for another day. This is the current evidence. And the other one is special mention of optimum weight for fertility. Right up there, you see a BMI of 22 to 25. But I'll talk about what happens when somebody is underweight. Lack of adequate estrogen production results in lack of ovulation and irregular cycles. It is recommended for women to maintain body fat of about 18% to produce adequate estrogen for fertility. On the other side, when people are overweight, the combined estrogen production from both the ovaries and the body fat creates or stimulates high estrogen levels, as may be seen in birth control pills. This can prevent ovulation, causing missed cycles and problems with fertility. So remember that healthy weight contributes to good health now and as you age. No weight loss is possible without food portion control. Avoid magic diets that make you lose weight overnight. Fast result is not always the best, may not be sustained. Healthy eating plus individualized regular exercise will give you sustained optimum body weight. Being able to count your calorie intake by being aware of the calorie amount you are consuming from the food you eat is beneficial. So, count your calories and set your own suitable exercise pace using the online tools below. That will give you a sustainable lifestyle modification. These are the tools that are referred to that you can use for your body weight planning. And this is the food calorie calculator. Like I said, some of this food might be processed food, but it is a fair guide to the calorie content of the food you might be eating. Again, thank you very much for tuning in and listening to this health education topic presented by the Life Care Subcommittee of Obodoukwu Union, North America. Please come back to our website to listen and watch future health topic presentations. Thank you very much.